Ooh, howdy. I've been smoking fags all day, so that didn't go down right. I'm like, I can't exactly stream from outside. Or could I? All I need is the Ethernet cable and an extension lead. Everything's... Oh, but then again, I'd be screaming and shouting, wouldn't I? That wouldn't go down very well, would it? How you doing, guys? You all right? I am so sorry. There's no Aiden tonight. He's had to boogie for reasons. Well, he can tell you why, can't he? Hey, that's how it works. Not me. But don't worry, he's all right. He's not dead or anything. Imagine just a day like, well, it's fine. I'm just like, it just breaks me. He dies suddenly, and I just carry on as if nothing's happening. I don't even have access to any of the financials, so if it took off, it'd all just be going into a dead man's account. I'd be like, okay, cool. Oh yeah, I don't know how I'd handle it actually. It'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? I need to talk to him anyway, because by the time he kicks the bucket, we'll probably have 8 or 9 people presenting shows on this channel. I'll be one of many, which is something I'm looking forward to very, very much. But yeah, I didn't want to cancel, because it's happened a couple of times recently where he's cancelled on a Tuesday, and I've just gone, and relaxed, and just sacked it, and just gone, I could go live, but today I went, I am going live. I'm going to do it. Hello there, Nat. You're pantyless too. Wonderful. I'm I'm glad that your tranny balls allowed to breathe, guys. If you're watching this after event or you haven't got chat on or something, I'm quoting there. Although I'm happy to say tranny balls completely, but I'm glad your tranny balls are getting some air. Edinburgh as well. It's nice at night time, isn't it? Eh? Hot day like this in Edinburgh, it cools off nice. Oof, I'm sure it's lovely. Only people who wear a cap indoors are hoes. Thank you so much, Fat Belly. I do appreciate the words of support, mate. I do. I was up for having a conversation tonight, not a monologue. You sure those are fags? You seem high as F. Dude, I always have done. I used to have long hair, and I couldn't go to gigs because I was constant. I'd get really harassed by the door staff. Because I'd walk up there with this face and long hair, like, yeah, the Chemical Brothers, something like that. And, yeah, I couldn't take 2 steps without, have you got anything? I was just, stop going out. Can't be arsed with it. It's not so bad now, though, these days. It was worse when I was, like, mid-20s. Although, that is one, dude, I wasn't going to talk about this at all, obviously, but it's a really unfortunate thing about the smoking ban. There used to be pubs, and there still are. I'm not going to say which ones, obviously, but you know, you used to be able to go to Band on the Wall in Manchester, like a full night out, reggae band, big proper thing, man, and everyone was smoking weed. Everyone, it was just fine. Like, you go in, roll up, light it, send it off, and it was cool. And I don't mean cool in the sense of like, it was cool. I just mean it was not bad that you were doing it. You know, I remember one time, one of the bouncers like ripped a joint off someone I was with, and he was there going like that, and then the bouncer, there you go, and I gave it back to him. And it's a shame, man. The smoking ban killed that. I'm totally against the smoking ban. I am for less people smoking. Of course I am. But I am not for making demands of businesses. If you run a club and you want to let people smoke in there, then you let people smoke in there. That's it. And we were just at the point where it was equal, where the actual free market was doing it. This is why they voted it free. Those scumbags. And don't give me that left-right nonsense. They're all fucking scumbags. We were just getting to the point where the free market was just balancing it out properly. I can hear something behind me. Oh, thank God it's Sophia. I thought it was Zelda. What are you doing?
I'm getting my bag.
Oh, for God's sake. I gave you an hour's notice, woman. An hour's notice. But yeah, we were just getting to the point. There was a pub, non-smoking pub. It was fine. But because there was the common understanding, and we were all individually coming to an agreement. Some people liked to smoke, some people didn't. We were finding our place. The government, because they saw something that was popular, they then put the vote through to fucking epically virtue signal. We have banned smoking. And it's like, well, why? Why not? Oh, fuck me off. Fucked me off. The smell of smoke has changed to BO. I am a non-smoker and I preferred the smoke. Well, yeah, that was Lay Like Louvre. Smoke Steve is saying audio and video are out of sync. Mate, there's not really anything I can do about that. Is it? Let me know. I don't know why they're out of sync. But she was on the computer before I started. Not only is she interrupting my show, she's done something as well, hasn't she? Let me know, is my voice before or after the video? And I can try and adjust it on the fly. Fat Belly said, when I was young, the doorstep threw you out if you smelled of glue. Yeah, I remember. I remember one time there was this guy I knew, man, and he didn't have a lot of money. People were poor back then. And we're talking like the 90s. There was poverty in a way that doesn't exist now. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later on in terms of socialism. And there was a guy, and I used to give him my dimps. You know, I smoked dimps, and I put them in this paper bag, in a medicine bag. You know, when you get your prescription, and it comes in that sort of squared bag. Well, I had that full of dimps, and I took it out to give it him. And a bouncer was like, why have you got a medical bag? as if you'd just walk into a club with a medical bag like that if it had fucking drugs in it, you dickhead. But then rather than let me show him, he just tore it open, and fag butts went everywhere. Now, because I was underage, I didn't do what I would do now and say, what the fuck did you just do, mate? I mean, not that I'd be carrying a load of fag butts around with me now, but nowadays, I'd just walk away. You're not getting my business anymore. Because I was underage, and it was one of the only places that let underage people in, the Ritz Manchester. Famously, on a Monday night, the student night was very, very studenty. I bent down like a little bitch and picked them all up, apologising. I wouldn't even dream of doing that now. But little 16, 17-year-old Graham was just kind of quivering with all these big fuckers around him. I'm just going to tidy them up. I tell him to go fuck himself now. You fucking idiot. Audio first, then the video. Right, so if I quickly go on the settings now, because this will all be clipped out for clips and such. No, there's a delay there. I don't know if I can do this on the fly, to be honest. Decay rate, no. Oh, I don't know where it is. Audio. No, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do it on the fly, and you don't want to watch me. You don't want to watch me do it on a thing. Shall I try really quickly restarting OBS and see what happens? Shall I start? I'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah. Oh. Still says I'm offline. That's a bit creepy. Hello. Happens to the best of us, though, doesn't it, mate? Happens to the best of us. Are we back? Or not? See, I'm getting YouTube. YouTube's not even telling me if we're online or not. I don't even know. But Smoke Steve is saying it's much better. So either he's trolling me or it is. But yeah, that's the best I can do right now. To be perfectly honest, usually I give it a bit of a break before I get going. You know, dead stop. Give it a good hour to sort of chill or whatever. Someone wanted to play Theme Hospital. Right, let's get on with it, guys. Robert, thank you for your service. Thanks for your shares, man. I do appreciate it. Quick update on that before we get going. If you search Brexit, politics, anything like that on YouTube, test it out. Test it. You might get a couple that you're subscribed to, maybe. But generally, you're going to get ITV, you're going to get CNN, you're going to get Fox News, you're going to get the Daily Mail. Even when in 2 days it's got less than 1,000 views, the Daily Mail, that will still, after 2 days, be on the front page of YouTube. They are screwing news and politics. And even though the likes of them have got their own huge channels, they're YouTube's pushing them. So the only way we get it is by shares. Hit like, hit comment, hit dislike if you want. It's all good. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, shares, definitely. There's a thing in the algorithm where for every external share, it gets a boost. Like, oh, this is bringing people into the website. For the likes of me and Aiden, we need a lot more of those shares to start getting purchase. A few of you shared the Jessica Yaniv ones. I have no idea why. And a couple of them have been going viral just like we used to when we first started. When we first started, we'd get thousands of hits, no problem. Things would catch, and we were like, yes, no problem. Like, hundreds and hundreds of views an hour. Doesn't happen anymore. They've squashed it, so we do need your shares. We definitely do. But the good news is, if anyone does try and ban anything, a lot less people will see it, but I don't give a shit, man. As long as someone does, they're not going to take my speech away from me. We can put it on our own private website, which is paid for by you. The Patreons, the donations, the super chats, everything. All you guys are the ones that actually pay for this, so I do appreciate it. And I've got to say again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't forget as well, if you want to show off, you can get yourself some merch. The issues that, if you go through several podcasts the last year and a half, you could probably piece together what's going on with Aiden. But obviously that's for him to resolve and then let you know. It's going to be done soon. So all the new designs are going to be back on there. There's going to be a Team Graham shirt on there again as well. All that other stuff. The website, it's all going to go. It's all there. He is working on it. He's not forgotten. Bear with us, please. But we do this in our spare time. We both walk away from paid work. Come September, when I'm going to be going daily, then big time in terms of pay work. Thank you, Nat Lynch. Thank you so much for your £2, you little legend. We've not even started yet, and you're throwing money at my whore ass. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. It makes me feel. That's it now. I'm happy now. I'm happy. I can do the show. I can carry on. But yeah, please. Basically, that was a really long-winded way of saying, please share the show. I would appreciate it. Let's get started. First story. Piss off. You heard of this guy? Daryl Davis. He's a fucking legend. He pisses all over the idea of deplatforming, the idea of certain kinds of shadow banning, blocking, all that other nonsense. He pisses all over it. And this story is from 2016. There's a reason I've gone that far back. There's a very good reason. Look at that as well, just before Christmas. Nice little fluff piece to make everyone feel good, wasn't it, eh? How this black man convinced 200 racists to leave the KKK. I think that's a fair. You don't often see that, do you, hey? You don't often see racists, and it be an accurate term. Usually it's just, you voted for, you what? Because you want your coal mining jobs back? You don't want, you've had a 30-year decay in your little town, and you voted for Trump because he said that he was going to bring coal mining back to America. You, sir, are a racist. Bollocks. But these guys actually are open, card-carrying Ku Klux Klan members, and for 30 years, Daryl Davis, a black man, he spent time befriending them. Really, really interesting. There's been a few documentaries made about it, and he genuinely does it. He sort of basically says to their face, why do you hate me? And it's awkward and it's horrible, but he pulls them back. Look at this dude, he's sat there with his robes on. Good. More speech, free speech. My neighbour, he's not even like a strong Muslim. He doesn't give a. He's like Muslim in the way that I'm Christian, Forced to church as a kid, but you don't follow any of it now. But you've got that cultural whatever. Fucking hates Jews. Really hates Jews. Right? I don't care. I don't give a shit. I want to know that he does. His daughter still plays with my daughter. I don't care. What am I going to do? Oh, no. No, I want to know. It's got to be out there. But anyway, let's focus. For 3 decades, blues musician Daryl Davis has travelled around the US seeking out white supremacists. Hero. This man is a hero. An absolute hero, especially in this day and age. Would you imagine if I started doing this? How quickly? Can you imagine me sat there with a white? You can't sit next to a white supremacist these days, even as a black person. You'd be hard pressed to be like, oh well, you know. I don't know, but anyway, the point of this is a lovely story, you know. I never set out to convert anyone in the clan. I just set out to get an answer to the question, how can you hate me when you don't even know me? Very good question. Very good question. And I would apply that to anyone apart from Owen Jones, man. It's always true. It's a wonderful thing when you see a light bulb pop in their head and they call you and tell you they are quitting. Fantastic. You can be worried about the continuing demonization of white men in particular. You know, that's just a standard thing, isn't it? Hey, look at this white guy here with an opinion. It's getting more and more common. It's ridiculous. And you complain about it and they go, oh, really? Easy life that you've had. It's like, yeah, because you're a white supremacist. That's why. You think white people are better. That's why you look at the colour of my skin and make assumptions about it. But I think this guy's amazing. And he's a hero. And he's been written off in phenomenal tones. A lot of respect. Obviously, there's been a lot of clickbait nonsense. You know, it's not working, it's not right. And it's like, well, you know, he's done a lot more than you'll ever fucking do at Vice or whatever. Or at Vox. He's sowing hate, sowing distrust. This guy's actually doing the job. Now, he is a speaker at this Friday's Minds in Real Life. This man who went face to face with 200 KKK members. I nearly said clan then, but one of the K's is a clan, isn't it? I don't know, despite what Aidan puts around. You know, it's not in my mind. But anyway, this guy is the first listed, along with David Pakman. David Pakman's a very, very intelligent guy, actually. He's about 4 years behind the curve in terms of actually understanding what's going on, but he's an intelligent guy. And what are they doing? They are ending racism, violence, and authoritarianism. It's this Friday. 1 day, 20 speakers, endless discussion. Fan-fucking-tastic. The Great Migration, a discussion on digital and physical immigration. Oh, immigration. How prohibition amplifies problems. What role should corporate America play in activism? Look at these names as well, man. Nuanced context and the future of comedy online. How to admit when you're wrong. That is a phenomenally important one, isn't it, eh? They've got Roman Millennial, Tim Pool, Melissa Chen, and Carl Benjamin at that one. Jesus Christ. That is going to be phenomenal, isn't it? Because we're all wrong. I love being wrong. I absolutely adore being wrong. It hurts sometimes. It frustrates me, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, fuck. But I love it, especially when one of you does it with good, honest intentions of just actually educating me. There's a guy, if you look at the latest, the Greeter video that we put out, there's a guy just going, oh, you're a grifter, you're just calling me loads of names and shit. And I just tried my best to goad the dumb fucker into actually watching the video before he made a comment. Because that's not educating me, man. If I'm wrong about something, go for it. I was wrong about socialism. Look at this as well, bringing them back from the edge. De-radicalization. That's what we do here. That's what we try and do. That's not the whole point of Trigger Warning. We're here primarily to have fun because we enjoy it. But part of it is de-radicalization. It's getting things out there. Everyone's welcome. Look at these speakers as well. This is a great event, man. Absolutely stunning. Carl Benjamin. Stephen Knight, he's a good lad as well, actually. He's a good one to thingy. Oh, they've got Mark Meacham himself. Karen! I really like Karen Stratham. She's a men's rights activist. And she's very, very clever. If you want someone to take feminism apart for you, then she's the woman to do it. She's fucking phenomenal. Blair White, fantastic mix here. You got people from all over the place. And Andy Ngo, whose crime is being a journalist that covers Antifa honestly. How dare he? How dare he? I saw a video with Andy Ngo the other day where some people were talking from the Proud Boys, apparently. I don't know if that's who they were, but that's who it says they were. And he literally just is walking along the street and he just walks up and they're like, 707, look, here he is, colluding with them just before the attack. And he's literally walking up the street. He's doing the same thing that he does with Antifa. When, Antifa Proud Boys, they're protesting the thingy. He's being a journalist, standing there looking at what they're doing. And they're like, see, he talked to him. That's their proof. That's their fucking proof. I seriously, look up Andy Ngo proof. Any proof that he's a right-wing extremist, that he's provocateur. The proof is always amazing. They assume rightly that most people aren't going to watch it. The same with Carl Benjamin being... supporting paedophilia. Daily Mail headline. All the people on the left just cut the Daily Mail off the top and then shared it and went, look. Because they all hate the Daily Mail until it says something they agree with. Now, we got Daryl Davis. First listed guy. Tim Pool himself said that he's the guest of honour. He's going to get the biggest applause there. He's going to have the biggest amount of respect for sure, because the whole point of this event is de-radicalisation, people. It is to end racism, violence and authoritarianism. I wonder how this is being written up. Should we have a look? Vice! Former source of news. The Nazi dog guy and other free speech activists tried to throw a $150 event, but New Jersey wasn't happening. Do you know why these events cost $150? Do you know why events that get smeared like this cost $150? It's because they get no government assistance. If I want to throw an event called Connecting... I don't know, I can't think of anything. Connection, women in games, something like that, yeah? I'm going to get a sweet pay packet. It's going to cost fuck all. It's going to be free. It's going to be free or very, very little, because the government or organisations that are funded by the government are going to throw money at me to do that. They're going to throw money at me to do that because it fits nicely into that feminism, women are victims, aren't they? So we need to do it. These people don't get these kind of funds. So shit costs money. It does. But New Jersey wasn't having it. A theatre in New Jersey just cancelled an upcoming conference featuring right-wing provocateurs. Really? This guy's a right-wing provocateur, is he? David Pakman. Like, I don't know if you know Tim Pool, right? But he's like the most milquetoast lefty. Like, he's just so, like he's a good guy. I'm not having a go at him or anything. But, like, David Pakman is like a freaky lefty to him. This is insane. You've got a guy associated with the Young Turks. But they said featuring right-wing provocateurs. A theatre in New Jersey just cancelled an upcoming conference featuring right-wing blah, blah, blah after facing backlash from local activist groups. No. They're the locals. They're the people who live local. They're bringing people in, but the activists weren't local. The people phoning bomb threats into the bloody theatre, and that's spreading, that the rumour and the growth of that spreading on social media. Shit rags like Vice writing stories like this to lead up to this are the reason why. Because enough people said to the theatre, if you do this, you're dead. You're done. It's over. We're going to smear you just like we smear the Nazi dog guy. Slated speakers include right-wing blogger Andy Ngo. He is a journalist who has been featured in many newspapers, legitimate newspapers, actual paper ones, not just online, proper ones. Not just that, the dude appears on Fox all the fucking time. You know, when he got beat up? I mean, unfortunately, right now in America, for some reason, the only mainstream news people that will cover things like this is Fox, which is really unfortunate. I mean, look at the Weinsteins after Evergreen College. Fox was the only one that had talked to him. And then everyone's like, oh, you went on Fox, did you? And it's like, yeah, because it's news and people need to know. And Fox is the most popular one now. It's kicking ass. Made a career out of peddling conspiracy theories about Muslims and leftist protesters. Conspiracy theories. He is a journalist who records Antifa committing acts of terrorism. He literally records it and then posts the videos. He does editorialize when he writes it up. Yeah, he does. But I wouldn't say he recently made nearly 200,000 on GoFundMe seeking support after anti-fascists. Oh, it's nice the way they call him anti-fascist. I'm anti-fascist. Everyone's anti-fascist. Fuck you. Beat him up at a Portland rally in late June. See the way they're framing that? Well, if anti-fascists beat him up, then he must be a fascist. He must be. They're not saying it, obviously, but they're just allowing your Vice Vox slate brain to just go, oh yeah, well, he probably deserved it then, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, he does do conspiracy theories about him, so, no. Far-right anti-feminist YouTuber Carl Benjamin. He's not far-right in the slightest. He's a dirty centrist, but okay, let's just leave that a go. And Mark Meacham, with his old communist tattoo, he was famously arrested in the UK for sharing video of his dog learning how to do Nazi salutes. We're also expected to speak. Yeah, okay, but these aren't far right. Oh God, what does that? Like, seriously, if you're watching, put it in the comments. Tell me, what does far right mean anymore? It doesn't seem to mean anything to me. I try and think about this. I think wholly, I'm kind of leaning. I lean left. But I like the idea of social programs and us taking care of each other, but it's really like there's some. It depends what you're going to ask me about. Where I am on. There's no like for me to go right. This is where I am on the political spectrum, and then right. These are all my beliefs that all line up there. I'm continuously amazed at the lack of imagination of people who are just there. That's where I am, and it's like, well, no, because we could talk about 100 different topics, and I'd be all over the place. I don't know. I was going to talk about the wedding thing then, but that's a private thing. I'm not going to talk about that right now. Weddings freak me out though, man. Weddings freak me the fuck out. Like, why do you need the government's permission to stay with someone? Why do you need them to officiate it? I can kind of understand a religious leader doing it. I kind of get that. Kind of. Because they're your, spiritual go-to. But the thought of somebody from the government writing my name down, going, right, sign here, and giving me a fucking certificate. Fuck you, man. I don't need your permission to live. Fuck that. Oh, freaks me out, that. Bothers me, that. But I don't know where that is on the spectrum. People from the left, that's probably far left, isn't it? It's probably super far left. Really. But then again, there's a weird collectivist thing there. I don't know. It's what I mean. It's complicated. Anyway, back to the point. Back to the story. The event organised by cryptocurrency alternate social media company Minds planned to bring together controversial internet personalities and trolls to talk about ending racism, violence and authoritarianism. Minds, by the way, was the only social media company to appear alongside a bevy of MAGA world celebrities at the White House recent social media summit. Yeah, do you know why they weren't at the social media summit? Because Facebook and Google and Twitter have been there every fucking week for years. They're pumping money into it. The whole point of the social media summit, although the vast majority of it was just a show of force against censorship. That's the play the White House is doing right now. But it wasn't. The reason is because pricks like you smear them. And Twitter and Facebook and Google boost you. Google's front page on any search right now is a joke. It's insane. I tried to find this, right? This, irlmines.com, New Jersey. Couldn't find it anywhere. I was Googling it like fucking mad. Google it was gone. Did not exist. News reports, nothing that showed me anything good. That's why they weren't at the social media summit, you fucking tools. You fucking tools. With tickets at $150 a pop, the conference was meant to be the first in the series of events promoting viewpoint diversity. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Good. Look, this one man convinced 200 racists. That's got to be a good percentage as well. I mean, there's not that many. There's only a few thousand of him. What did he get? 3, 4, 5% of the KKK? Just one man. Brilliant. Let's get him in, talk to everyone. Try and spread his perspective. No. But local activists, they weren't local, said that this description was disingenuous and bombarded the theatre with phone calls complaining. A similar event at Broadway. So what? Also drew, so what? I think it's a smokescreen. As much of what they do is, said Daryl L. Jenkins, a local anti-fascist. No, Antifa. Why do you keep calling him anti-fascist? Everyone's anti-fascist. Everyone. If you're an anti-fascist organizer, then you're Antifa. They knew all that they had to do was call it that, and to get their base of fans to start yelling at people who are opposing the event. Really? Well, this is insane, isn't it? This is literally insane. You're going to bring together people from all over the political spectrum, people who, yes, are controversial, who do dislike each other, and you're going to sit them down face to face and have conversations. How's that bad? That sounds phenomenal to me. Let's check it out, actually, though. I want to know. Are we gonna, in terms of the main speaker for the event, are we gonna mention him? Let's try and find him in page, shall we? No mention of the main speaker. That's strange, isn't it? It's really weird, that. It's odd that they managed to convince him, isn't it, to come along. And Dave Patman, who Mr. Oh, the left aren't so bad. There's no problems with free speech, blah, blah, blah. These are just minor events. That's his perspective. I guess... here we go. With just loads of quotes from the people who oppose it. Where's the actual... Oh, we've not got any, have we? We've not got any. Oh, okay, cool. Fuck you, Vice. This is why you are failing. What about the Philadelphia Inquirer? Here we go. Local paper. Let's see how they do, shall we, before we go to your comments. Kicked out of NJ. Right-leaning event on ending racism is headed to Philly. Really? South Jersey progressives and their allies have sought to silence what's billed as a freewheeling public conversation about ending racism, violence, and authoritarianism. Isn't it amazing, though, that they're saying that's the trick, that's the scam, although this article does go somewhere else in a minute. Apparently, this is a trick, and they're just calling it that. But what about all the people who then buy tickets? And, but... They're so insane. What are they then going to do? Just get Darren Brown out to just hypnotise them all and go, you hate blacks. You really hate blacks. Whilst our mate Daryl's just there like, what the fuck is going on, man? A description critics believe is camouflage for what in fact will be a racist, fascist hate fest featuring people who may have alt-right white supremacist sympathies. But rather than allowing the rest of us to evaluate the participants and decide for ourselves whether to plunk down as much as $150, in Pittman, opponents insist the gathering was a sinister purpose, blah, 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 and they're going to shut it down at all costs. Isn't this terrifying? Isn't this terrifying that a bunch of predominantly white, wealthy protesters are stopping people from congregating and discussing with each other. Say this is cover. Say the nonsense is true and they are white supremacists, or they're all teetering on the edge of it, which is why they invited this famous guy that deprogrammed 200 KKK people. But maybe they're trying to get him on side, eh? Maybe they are. So what? They have every right to meet. As do the KKK, actually. As long as they're not actually stringing any fucker up, which they haven't done for years. They just sit there now. You see that picture going around on Twitter at the moment? There's like 9 of them at a bus stop with the signs. Let them be. Let them do it. Let my neighbour go on about the Jews all the time. I don't give a shit. If you're not actually hurting anyone, so what? Let them speak. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Organisers announced Friday that the event will be held on the same day in Philly instead. There's a bit of an issue in this. Basically, I mean, apparently this is wrong. Tim Pool himself has said, no, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be where we said it was. All the rest of it. Apparently this is all fake news. But isn't it insane how that this is being reported in this way? You know, the founder of Vice News, the local guy who is mixed race, who has invited people of different ethnicities and different political leanings, wants to have a discussion about ending racism, and a gang of white people are stopping him do it. And we're supposed to believe they're the good guys. I'm sure the KKK used to try and convince people they were the good guys too. I'm sure they did convince people they were the good guys sometimes. I love this though. Given that the stated purpose is to have... Oh wait, is that big enough actually? Because I want you to get this last bit. Given that the stated purpose is to have folks with different views talk to each other in a civil fashion, the irony of the progressive reaction is not lost on Pool. They actually got a quote from the person himself. Well done. I have white progressives and anti-racists and anti-fascists trying to shut us down with a harassment campaign. I will not let that stop me from challenging racism and authoritarianism. How fucking insane is this shit, man? I can't wait for the footage from Friday. I can't wait. We need this, man. And just like anyone that stood up for anything worth fighting for, there was always a struggle. There was always the arseholes, man. Do not let these people grind you down. This is good. It might not go well. It might not go well. They might have problems. They might have... the whole thing... Every single conversation might be a washout. Might be crap. Everyone might be on their worst form. Jet lagged, tired, harassed so much that they can't focus. They can't do it. But the fact that it is happening is phenomenal. Good. Good. I mean, that Nazi pug guy gets relentlessly chased. Whatever he tries to do, they chase him and they chase him, and there's people who have openly promised to make sure he will never work again. That's their goal. You will never work again. If you ever try and get a job anywhere, we're going to phone endlessly, relentlessly. And it's the same. This is what always happens with these arsehole far left fucking communist scumbags. It's the same thing every time. Your boss is like, look, I don't think you did anything wrong, but I can't take these phone calls anymore. I'm really sorry. I can't take the harassment. I can't take them smearing me. I can't take them review bombing me. So they let you go. There you go. And then they're happy then. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Because they're evil, disgusting, immoral creatures who have got so little to them, so little ability to conceptualize the world around them, that they just draw these weird, simplistic models. Mark Meacham, Countdown Killer. I don't particularly like him. I don't like his videos that much, but I respect the hell out of him. I respect what he did. I respect his position. I respect his right to fucking live his life without coercion, without harassment. And that goes for any of these people. Every single one of them who will now be smeared. He'll be next, David Patman. He's already taken it, so even though he's far left. They'll all be smeared. Every single one of them. Just for appearing. She's great though. She loves the smears. And I love her. Right, guys. Let's check your comments and then we'll move on. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I think it's Alex that said Graham's de-radicalisation courses versus Owen Jones's journey. Take your pick. Hashtag Graham loves KKK. That's hashtag Graham. You assholes. Hashtag Graham loves KKK. Should we make that the name of the show when we go offline? Yeah, we'll just call it that, shall we? Oh yeah. So somebody's Nat Lynch, the donation, sorry, it was for recognising I like the term tranny. Tranny's an awesome term. Tranny used to be such a good word. It used to be such an I grew up in a gay, Manchester's gay village. I grew up around there, man. I fucking loved it. My college was literally in the middle of the gay village. It's closed and repurposed now, but used to be a big fat one there, and it was useless. And tranny wasn't an insult; it was awesome. Fat Belly says the best thing about the new Doctor Who was the closing credits, dude. I can't even watch it. You're probably right though. I think I got as far as that weird. Was it a guy who was supposed to be Donald Trump with the spiders? It was weird, man, because I thought. Because I've been hating it. I was hating it. It was so badly written. And I thought that weird American guy, the business owner, I thought he was a Democrat that was going to be taking on Trump for like the first 3 quarters of it. And at that point, I thought, this is really interesting. Because they're actually presenting like, all politicians are scumbags. You know, obviously the default on the BBC is Trump, orange man, bad. But then presenting this thing as like, well, the guy that's going to take him down is also bad. You know, the guy opposing him, they're all corrupt and it's all thingy. And then I realised it was just an analogy for Donald Trump. And I was like, oh, God, really? It's like comedians that do Trump jokes, isn't it? It's like, oh, cool, great, yeah. Mode says use DuckDuckGo instead of Google. Yes, I do use DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is my default, but I still check Google just to see the state of it. And I'm on private browsing right now. So it doesn't, for some reason, when I open private browsing, it doesn't remember that I'm on DuckDuckGo. It doesn't remember that that's my default. It's dead annoying. It's just a weird thing. But I don't use Firefox that often. Firefox is just set. You see the shape of it? It's set for this, for streaming. It's longer. So he's right. Rehab says not spending your entire life tangled up in identity politics makes one far right. It's true, man. If I want to judge you on the content of your character, then bang, I'm a Nazi, aren't I? Manny Munster said racism is great. Any day now, there's going to be an epic compilation of me saying shit like that. Just cut out, just going, racism is great! and just over and over again, all the little bits. I imagine someone in the chat going, doing a deep fake and like, oh, I need certain things. Oh, I'll just put it in the comments. He'll just read it like a dick. Did anyone see the video of that Chinese bloke with no clothes on, dodging a left foot? Good work, America. Do you know what? Chinese people are so fucking racist and no one seems to care. It just no one cares. They're like, well, I'm an ally to minorities. As if ally to minorities means anything other than that you're just a racist with a guilty conscience. Alan said, what's happened to Hayden tonight? He's not well. Let's just leave it at that. Modus said the world is saturated with self-righteous bullies. Yeah, that's what these people are, man. They are fucking bullies. I'm going to keep talking about them. And although I have nowhere near the reach that Vox has got, or Vice, or whatever, I'm still going to fucking talk about it. Yeah, Alan, Hayden will let you know. He'll let you know on Thursday. I guess my invitation. Robert says, I guess my invitation to speak was lost in the mail. I was standing up for free speech long before best part of the organisers ran down their mummy's legs. Yeah, man. Well, unfortunately, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. free speech, especially in America, it's an established thing. It's part of the First Amendment, isn't it? Free speech is the establishment. You got to constantly defend it. People are constantly going to come up with reasons to attack it, reasons to infringe upon it. Hate speech being the big one. In Europe, hate speech worked. We've got it on the books. Grossly offensive. You can now be arrested and charged, and in the case of Dankula, they will go into your bank account and take the money after you've refused to pay it. They will just go in and take your fucking money from you without your permission, because it was grossly offensive. We've got that in law. What the fuck is grossly offensive? What does that even mean in any way whatsoever? You know, that guy, there was that, when the Grenfell Tower went, and someone posted a video of a model of the Grenfell Tower, burning it, disgusting. It was grossly offensive. It was horrible. It was upsetting. It was pointless. There was no need for it. The guy just got off for it. The charges were dropped. Good. Because so what if it was offensive? So what if it hurt people's feelings? I didn't like it. But it can't be illegal. Like, you know, what about the fucking any late night comedy that you choose to turn on? Any late night comedy show, they'll be doing things that are insanely offensive, insanely disgusting. It's funny. What about fucking Jackass and South Park and even The Simpsons before it got woke? All of them. Fucking Adult Swim, Netflix, all of it offensive. Some guy makes a joke as well, a disgusting joke. I didn't find it funny. But so fucking what, man? But it's touch and go. For some reason he got off. I didn't expect him to. But yeah, it's never going to stop. There's always going to be people that want to take it away. And it's people who are on the far, usually, to use it as quite a shorthand. It doesn't really... Those terms are starting to lose meaning in the age of the internet. Now that we can communicate so quickly, left and right is dying as a concept. It doesn't exist anymore. Up and down, authoritarian, libertarian sort of stuff. But even that isn't right, because we're all complicated and we're all talking too much. But yeah, they want to take your speech away. Always. And the vast majority of the people that do want to do it for the right reasons. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I remember when I said that, we had a guest on in the studio, lovely cat, and I said, no, hate speech shouldn't be a thing. And she said, well, you can't just go around bullying people. And I'm like, that's what they do. No, you can't go around bullying people. You can't go around harassing people. Of course you can't. You can't incite violence. Of course you can't. But you should be perfectly allowed to hate someone. We're always, we need to stop the hate. Why? The people trying to stop hate are the most hateful ones. They're fucking... It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. I don't know how it works. Right, let's get rid of these. And I'll finish up with the comments before... Oh, it's nice doing this on the night time, isn't it? Having a little... Oh, did I close the wrong one? Didn't I? Oh, we don't want to miss out on that, do we? Robert Morgan has said the answer to speech is more speech. Always. That's why I started on that Daryl guy. That's why I started on Daryl Davis. It's so important. Supreme Court Justice. Hey, isn't Kavanagh doing all right? Do you remember them all wearing those clothes from what's that show where? I've not watched it. I can't. The Handmaid's Tale, wearing all Handmaid's Tale, standing there just going, oh, if you let Kavanagh in, oh, it's the end. He's been all right. He's been really reasonable. He's been great. He's gone with the left. He's gone with the right. He's gone with that. He's gone with his principles, which was always going to be the case. They've gone quiet about that, though, haven't they? Because they don't have principles. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see some big New York Times thing saying, I'm sorry, we got it wrong. Owen fucking Jones in The Guardian. I was wrong about Kavanagh. He seems all right, actually. I told you, though, at the time, didn't I? I fucking told you. But nobody ever listens to me. Mr. Kill C1, this last comment before we move on, unless someone's got a super chat. Populism is on a massive rise because the PC left has gone too far. Piers Morgan had a good soundbite on this with Ben Shapiro. Yeah, Ben Shapiro does that Sunday show, doesn't he? That's another one where, you know, if you Google Ben Shapiro, it's just going to be like, oh, troll, white supremacist, Nazi, and that. And then you actually watch his Sunday show, which I have done. And he tries really hard to get people on who don't share his political viewpoint. And yeah, I did see that clip with Piers Morgan. I saw two. I saw a shorter one, then a longer one. It was fucking stunning. And it's true. But the problem is, they've spent 30 years making a cliched character out of the phrase PC. Oh, it's PC gone mad, innit? They've created a stereotype there. Isn't it funny how the far left are always talking about negative stereotypes? Now we shouldn't do it. And now you can't say tranny because it's a stereo. You can't stereotypes harm people. You can't show a woman in the kitchen. That's a harmful stereotype. But then the more that I'm happy with then they'll finish with that and going, oh yes, stereotypes hurt. And then it's like, shut up, you fucking gammon. It's like, what? And then if you say like, oh, I want to leave the EU, and they go, oh, is it because of them foreigners? Is it? And it's like, no principles, no morals, no convictions. A lack of capability to actually have complex thought for the majority of them. There's that guy. I mean, there's a few of them that are far left that are just great, but not many at all. It's ridiculous. But yes, check out Piers Morgan, Ben Shapiro, very good clip. Trigger. Alex has said super chat. Make Graham say something awful for the Supercut. Yes. Have a beer. I forgot any beer. Dude, yeah, it's late. Oh. Yeah, before we get on the next story, I will be 3 seconds. In fact, I'll leave the audio on so you can hear me run. Woo! Nice. Awesome. Very good suggestion. And you just paid me to do it. Have a beer. Thank you for that. I don't have any beers in. I don't drink very much. This has been in the fridge for a couple of weeks now, actually. It just got opened a little bit. Just, oh, no. I'm still dealing with one of the worst bouts of insomnia I've had since I was a little kid. A little kid in terms of being... late teens or whatever. The word kid, little, adjust as you get older. I'm pushing 40 now. I was a little kid when I was 19 in terms of looking back. But, yeah, man, I've not slept for about six weeks now. I don't even know. I've lost track. Was it July? End of July? When we actually went in the school and she met her class and everything. I've not slept since. I'm so nervous. I'm nervous for her because I know that she's going to have bad days. I know she's going to come home crying. I know that someone at some point is going to bully her and upset her. I also know all those things need to happen. Someone needs to pick on her. You can't learn to deal with these environments unless you experience them. You have to. But it's the being on my own that's keeping me up all night. She's been like my little buddy for 4 years now. 4 fucking years. Solid. Every day, going on adventures. We went to Hatch the other day. It was really good. I'd post pictures, but most of you I trust. In fact, I might do on Trigger Warning TV if you've added me on there. I might chuck one up there because that's people I know and it's triggerists and stuff. But I know there's weirdos out there. I've had people lie about me phenomenally so. In fact, I could go on about that, couldn't I? Let me know if you want me to do the beef. I've got a thing waiting just in case everyone out of things to talk about. In fact, no, we've come on to it. I'll tell you what, let me just adjust the camera so you can see. Because I've not actually set this up. Like it's set to an old setup. Yeah, let's have the beef. But that's why I don't post pictures of my daughter. That's I'll show you. I'll show you someone like that. Like, all right, let's put it this way. Most of you talk shit to me all the time. You tweet constantly that I'm racist, that I'm I hate disabled people, which is insane because I'm literally like I'm a carer. I don't even get carers allowance or anything like that. I'm just like, which is the other thing with school because it means I'll be able to balance those a little bit better. Which is what I'm trying to have my cake and eat it. Basically, I've got 2 people to look after, and I just do this, and I'm like, yeah, this is my job. Someone just sent me $2. The little glazed look on her face. That's not gonna fade a fucking bill scream. But yeah, I'm really nervous about that. But yeah, I tell you what, as soon as we get on that, but I don't give a shit about any of you doing that. I don't care, man. In fact, for the most part, I enjoy it. I know Alex PM'd me the other day saying like, "Oh, is it okay?" I didn't really reply because my head was somewhere else, and I forget, dude. Anyone, if you ever DM me and I don't reply, don't take it personally. I'm just shit at it. I'm shit at replying. It takes me ages. I just forget. Like I'm dealing with something. And then it's like 9, 10 at night before I actually get her in bed. And then I'm like, oh, I can't do that right now. I need to just watch Netflix and relax or something. But yeah, so if I ever don't reply, that's why. But yeah, let's check this out, man. Because this shit actually gets me. And I don't, by the way, don't contact this person. This arsehole blocked me, right? Because she was sharing fake statistics. And she's a conspiracy theorist. I've known her for like years, but please don't message her because I I'm perfectly capable of fighting my own fights and all that. I'm here now talking. But yeah, let's go through this actually because the shit that you lot say to me, I don't mind. It's cool. I don't. I mean, sometimes it's really fucking funny actually, if I'm honest. But yeah, I hope you can see this. So this person went dark for ages. And then came back, and she's an absolute conspiracy theorist. She was hammering on about people writing bisexual with a hyphen. So bi-sexual, trans-sexual, or with a space, or without. Now, the vast majority of people, including the NHS, because this was one of those diversity forms at the NHS she was referring to, rather than the obvious answer, which is the vast majority of people get spellings of they are, there, get all that shit wrong constantly. Most people can't write aloud without going aloud or aloud, or they can't write that shit. So some of those people write bisexual with a space or with a hyphen or whatever. Now, this conspiracy theorist was going, well, no, this is all part of the thing. This is to keep us down. It's bi-phobic because she's decided she speaks for bi people now. Which is a fucking joke. She speaks for lunatics. She certainly doesn't speak for me. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I took the piss out of her. She instantly blocked me. Because I took the piss out of her because she shared a statistic about how I can't even remember what it was now. It was like 47% of bisexual people are raped or some shit like that, right? And I actually went through the stats, and it was 286 people. 286 people who were identified as bisexual. Half of them said in a phone poll that they've been raped. And I'm like, well, that's not a reasonable thing. That's not a reasonable statistic. Anything less than 2,000 is irrelevant. But you can't wait 286 people who just so happen to answer the phone. Who the fuck even answers the phone these days? Were willing to disclose their sexuality over the phone and then go, yeah, I was raped, yeah. Yeah, I was sexually abused. Yeah, I don't even think it was rape. It was sexually abused. I can't remember now. But anyway, it's a false statistic. And not only that, the company, I looked into it. The company couldn't repeat it. Nothing scientific about it because it could not be repeated. It's a null. You put the thing in but she's sharing pictures of like 47%. But because as someone who claims to be bi, she wants to be higher up in the progressive stack. She wants to be more victimized than anyone else. So she's fighting. Did you know that we get raped more than anyone? Did you know? So we need to be at the front of the queue. Because more people cross our boundaries. Like, go fuck yourself, love. Go fuck yourself. Ridiculous 286 people. Anyway, here we go. Every time I think I've calculated all the risks of speaking out about sexual violence by sharing a completely false statistic, by the way, something else comes up. Today, I was contacted. Check this narrative. Check this for a lie. Check this for fucking nonsense. Activist bullshit. Today, I was contacted by a men's rights activist. That's me. Right. Contacted is her way of saying I replied to a tweet she shared. She was telling another bi person off. Because another bi person has had my perspective of like, well, people just don't know. They might put bi space sexual or bi hyphen sexual. They just don't know. They don't think about it. They don't. It's not an offensive thing. And she was like, So I slapped back with her. I can't even remember. I was taking the piss out of her. I just said, don't take her too seriously. She's always been right on, but she's gone off the deep end lately. That's contacted there. I replied to a tweet. Today I was contacted. Check out this narrative. Every time I think I've calculated all the risks. You can just imagine her in a noir. Like Sin City. Just sitting there like that. With a vegan IPA beer. Every time I think I've calculated all the risks of speaking out against sexual violence. You lunatic! Today I was contacted. Makes it sound like I phoned her up or sent a fucking letter or who knows what by a men's rights activist. Check this out, man. I'm not an activist. I'm not affiliated in any way with men's rights activists. I think some of them have certain good points about divorce, you know, who gets the leanings in the courts. Yeah, that's a good point, man. We can have a discussion about it. I'm certainly not a member of any organisation, though, and I certainly don't advocate for any MRAs or identify by an MRI, which is maybe why this was put in quotes, hey? Why this was intentionally put in quotes to make me look bad to This isn't one of you dickheads calling me racist. This is a full-on lie. And what comes next is why I got really, really frustrated about it, actually. In fact, let me just turn off who I knew before he became radicalised by the MRA cult. I've been married. It's so funny, isn't it? He's angry. Says I'm lying about government rape stats. Yeah, you were lying. Right, here's why she's lying, right? Because this is her job. This is what she does. If you share the statistics saying that 47% of bisexual people have been raped, I would say that's not true. Sorry, if you look at the stats, if you actually look at the data, that's not true. That phone poll says it, but it couldn't be repeated. You've got no factual evidence for it whatsoever. It is a false stat. The reason it's a false stat with her, the reason she's lying is because it's her job, is because she's capable, is because this is what she does for a living. So surely she's looked at it then. There's only two options here, isn't there? There's only two options. Either she actually does do the job she claims to do, and she's lying intentionally, or she doesn't actually know how to read these statistics. And she actually thinks that 47%, she actually thinks that 286 people is legitimate. Either way, we're fucked, aren't we? You're either lying or stupid. Pick a side. Anyway, I couldn't come back on all this because I got blocked. Someone sent me this. But here we go in terms of the narrative. Here we go in terms of the difference between the shit you give me and this. The narrative created here is insane. This could damage me. Could find out, this is the next tweet, could find out where I live in a second. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Exactly. Obsessed with MRAs who dox threaten feminist survivors. This is just a nonsense now, isn't it? This is just an absolute nonsense. I don't understand it. I talk about the news constantly, every day. I read it. Sometimes we talk about doxing. I was talking about Owen Jones doxing the other day. I told her feminist who used to be his friend thought he'd be worried. So here we go. This is what annoys me here. Not only are you lying about me, directly smearing me with this nonsense, which you haven't got the fucking balls to say to me, which you block me before you say it, because you were a spineless weasel. Not only that, but apparently you're contacting my friends about it. You're going to lie to my friends about it and smear me like that. That is disgraceful. That is disgusting. And not just for the fact that I have been responsible for the private information of hundreds, literally hundreds of very vulnerable people for a number of years. I've worked with drug services, I've worked with the police, I've worked with prisons, I've worked with everyone. I've worked with the people you work with, love. I work with your people. And you know what? You're a fucking joke there. They hate you. Do you know that? The trannies that you try and protect, that you run your little groups for, they fucking hate you. They think you're a joke. I know, because I work in your field. And I still know those people. They keep you around because you just fucking turn up. Not even close. This is so... Could find out where I live in a second. So disgraceful that you would even dream of trying to smear doxing onto me, that you would even dare to smear me with any sense of betraying anything. For a start, how the fuck would I find out where you live? I don't care where you live. Not for a moment. To try and paint me like this is insane. It's disgusting. And you wouldn't even dare do it to me. Well, check this out. My name's Graham Booth. I'm right here. I am right fucking here. Graham Booth. This is what I think. This is my response. Have you got even the slightest thing? Phone me up. You could get my number in a second. You could get my address in a second. Couldn't you? You fucking scumbag. Thought I'd be worried. Doesn't get it. Thinks it's a joke because he'd never be a target. You are insane. Why would I target you with doxing, with anything? I don't give a shit. I think you're wrong. I think you're dangerous. What does she think? Does she actually think I'm part of it? This is one of those patriarchy idiots, isn't it? This is one of those people who they think that people like me are defending the patriarchy. We're just sat there like that, just hating women, just feeling misogynistic, and then she's calculated the risks of and we're all there on the phone with each other going like, Hayden, what? She's speaking out about sexual violence. Speaking out about sexual violence? No! I will stop this now. That's the world you live in, isn't it? You fucking idiot. I literally ran a house for victims of same-sex domestic abuse. A whole fucking house on my own. And I had phenomenal positive outcomes. Phenomenal. Way better than was expected of me. Way fucking better. So much so I took 5 weeks off to go make a film. And there was still a job waiting for me when I got back. I just fucked off for 5 weeks. And it was still there because I was phenomenal at it. I wish all men understood the risks of this shit. The risks of what? If you want to share phone poll statistics as if it's actual data and you don't... and when people speak back to you about it, when people actually talk back to you about it, you just... you start going, MRAs, doxing, danger, I'm in danger. You fucking tool. You've gone off the deep end, love. You've gone... You were always an idiot. You were always right on. I remember she came on my radio show once and we were talking about Gamergate. And it was when Gamergate was happening. And I was very, very anti the Gamergate people. Because back then I still actually read Kotaku and all the rest of it. And I read in Kotaku that Gamergaters had been doxing people. I was very angry about it. You can't dox people. It turns out it was nonsense. But I believed it back then. I trusted the media a lot more than I do now. To my discredit. And I remember actually saying to me that I'm not allowed to talk about these issues because I'm a man. This was like the beginnings of woke. This was years ago as well. It's everywhere now. You wouldn't think anything of it. But at the time, I was a little bit gobsmacked. It was like, you can't talk about this. You're not a woman. He's like, what? You're not a fucking gamer. I'm a game. We're talking about girl gamers. And she's like, well, I'm, you can't talk about this because you're a man. It's like, well, you can fuck off because you don't game. I actually had a guy that ran music festivals in, and this was during a song. And I said, well, I've never run a fucking music festival, but I'm still having a conversation about it. And I actually got an expert in. I got an expert in a couple of weeks later, like a world-renowned researcher in stereotypes, gender in gaming and that. And the real stuff, by the way, not this nonsense. Fuck you, man. Fuck you lying about government. Yeah, you're a liar. I, Graham Booth, are calling you a liar. And you are sharing this panicked nonsense, this absolute twaddle, and you, and then you're going, could anyone please buy me a Ko-fi? Could anyone please buy me a Ko-fi? It's been so hard. You fucking hustler, you piece of shit. Nonsense! Absolute nonsense! Anyway, yeah, it's not often that social media posts get to me, but that one did. The thought of someone contacting my friends, go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself. I've seen the last men's rights activist video, trying not to get really angry this time, mate. Oh, yeah, sorry. Top man, blah, blah, blah. That's a weird one, isn't it, though? Let me know what you think. I'd like to know what you think. I've done that video once before. I didn't do it live, and I got very angry. I got very, very angry. Because I don't like the thought of someone lying about me. It's someone that knows me personally, so has authority. Trying to make out that I've been radicalised. Fucking joke. Right, we're going to have to go soon, aren't we? So I'm going to skip that. No, I can't. Right, let's do this quick. Let's do it quick, right? Okay? Scene. Look at this. Owen Jones! If Boris tries to shut down Parliament to drive through a no deal, which most voters rejected in the 2017 election, that's a coup d'etat. And we should all take to the streets and peacefully occupy the House of Commons in the name of democracy. Block the coup. I love you, Owen, mate. I love you, Owen. If you peacefully occupy the House of Commons in the name of democracy, how's democracy going to get done? How's anyone going to vote? No deal is the current legal position, mate. That's it. Right now, if we all just stopped, which is why there's the fear about proroguing Parliament, if Parliament empties and they can't change it, which, ultimately, it's not going to be fucking Parliament that sorts this out, is it, really? Is it? At this point, they've all made very clear they're not going to put any deal or no deal or anything through. At the point, but anyway. How do you expect a no-deal situation to be avoided if you have invaded the House of Commons? Seriously. What are they going to do? Is Bercow going to go, Owen Jones, and let you speak? Is Boris just going to look around you, holding your fucking Green New Deal sign up? What are they going to do? They're going to have you brutally arrested, obviously, unless there's too many of you. If there's too many of you, then you've just stopped. You've just shut down Parliament. It's great. If Boris tries to, if he even thinks about shutting down Parliament, we're going to go there and do it for him. We're going to go fucking do it for him. You tool. You absolute tool. I love it, though. MPs pledged to form alternative parliament. It's so fucking what, you fucking idiots. They're so desperate, aren't they, to not enact it, They all lied in 2017 and said, yes, we're going to leave. They're all so desperate to stop leaving the EU because they're all so fucking scared of actually having to do their jobs, which will involve two scenarios. Either they do start doing their jobs or they shrink government. And the vast majority of them on both sides of the aisle are terrified at such a proposition. What, you mean we're going to have to actually come up with our own laws and not just rewrite EU ones, which is what happens now. Either a lot of law comes in the EU and it just happens here. I think you usually have like 2 or 3 years. Or we then just do our own law that's it. And then people go, we did our own law. This isn't the EU. It's like, yeah, but we would have had to have done it anyway. GDPR being a phenomenal example of a clusterfuck. And now they're pledging to form an alternative parliament. The balls on these dickheads. The balls on them, eh? Well, if things don't go our way, then we're just going to fucking go off and fucking sort it out ourselves. What's going to happen then? Who's going to vote for you? You scumbags. But really quickly, because I am over time. Thanks, Alex, for sending me this. Dickhead. You're not on here because I'm not logged in, but you are there somewhere. Is that dude in a gimp mask? No. Co-founder of Navarro Media. Scumbag. I'm openly saying that right from the off. Most people have perspectives. Even Owen Jones. No. You know, but people I don't agree with. Caroline Lucas, the Green Party. Don't agree with most of her politics, but I think she's a good person. Genuinely do think she's a good person. I think most of the Greens are. Misguided, but good people, and it's nice to have their voice. Aaron is a scumbag. And he did this tweet that Alex sent to me, because Alex is a bad person who likes to ruin my evenings. He says, I'm often asked to describe socialism in a sentence. Are you? How often? Straight away on that, mate. Straight away. I'm often asked to describe socialism in a sentence, right? Well, maybe you should start spending time to people who want socialism explained a little bit more elaborately. Like what happens when people say no? What happens when you go to take people's property off them? When you take their businesses away from them? What happens when they say no? Aaron, mate. What happens then? Hey? How many die? Mr. Luxury Communism. You need to spend time with people who ask for an essay, who ask to talk for 2 fecking hours to you about it. Not, could you sum it up in a sentence, mate? If that is true. But anyway, what is Aaron's one? You've probably read it already. Free infinity pools for everyone. And who's going to wash him? Who's going to make him run, mate? Oh, I know their answer. Oh, we'll be on a rota. You'll do it like once or twice a year. It'll be your turn. What happens when I don't turn up? What happens when I don't turn up to clean the pool? What are you going to do, Aaron? What happens? What happens when the same thing happens in every socialist environment on a mass scale where most people don't turn up and clean the pool? You ever seen a socialist country, mate? You ever seen fucking Manchester? Manchester's run by socialists and it is disgusting. It is a state. They're all hammering on about redistribution and they can't even get the fucking roads and pavements to work properly. They can't even pick the bins up, just the basic shit. And they're telling me that I'm going to have a free fucking infinity pool. Well, here we go. What is it, 99% of the councillors in Manchester are Labour? One of which is a fucking child. Right? Literally, look him up. I can't remember his name. I followed him the other day. He's the youngest councillor. Look up Manchester youngest councillor. In fact, no, let's get it up. This is how stupid Manchester is. No, I'm on the wrong page. Manchester. Yeah, sorry guys, I have to be in private because I don't want my private information popping up. Youngest councillor. Let's check this out. You can see my spelling mistakes. Ian, 21. Is this the guy? No. There's an even younger one than that. Where is he? Manchester youngest councillor. Oh, he's not there. New Wilmslow councillor. No, he's not Wilmslow. Well, let's have a look though. See if it is him. No, that's not him. But he's a fucking kid, don't he? Look at the state of him. 18 in February. Ooh, that's not him though. There's one that looks even younger. It is phenomenal. I can't find him though, but that's not the point. Manchester socialist, completely run by him. Completely. We've got one, or is there two Lib Dems now, just waving on the edges, going, "Excuse me," and it is a shithole. It is fucking filthy. Businesses are closing left, right, and centre because they just keep pushing those rates up because they can't see the world beyond. Well, you're a boss. You're a boss, so we need your money. It's like, and then all the local businesses are saying, yeah, but we're not making anything. Everyone's using Amazon now. Could you lower the rates a little bit so we can survive and hire people, etc., etc. But no, they don't understand that because they just see the world as, well, big businesses, bosses. Aaron, you are a fucking liar. Free infinity pools for everyone. What happens when I say no, mate? The data's in, This is why they have to resort to this kind of nonsense. The data is in. Socialism fails every time. And the more socialist something is, the worse it gets. Fucking hell, man. I mean, here we go. Human history. Thousands of years. Dirt poor. Living in shit. Living in war. Living in shit. Farming. Capitalism. Oh, by the way, let's go back on that line as well. Slavery. Capitalism. Woo! The whole fucking world gets wealthy. The whole fucking world starts living from 30 to 80. The whole world, by the way. You remember all that shit from the 80s with Africa, with all those starving kids? Well, guess what they went and did? One by one, more and more African countries are adopting capitalism. And do you know what's happening? They're getting wealthier. There's a middle class there now. And I don't mean middle class in the British sense. I mean in a global sense of where you have enough money so that you're not worrying about... I don't mean middle class like, like the Archers on Radio 4 or something like that. I mean where you're not panicking about money, where you're not living hand to mouth. Where you can actually maybe go on vacation now and again or whatever, right? This is what capitalism has brought us. And remember the slavery thing as well? Remember the slavery thing that has always existed? Guess what capitalism also did? Created the situation for slavery to stop. And in the countries that were the most capitalist, used to be this one, by the way. First, fucking America, which took the Magna Carta and gave it LSD and acid and coke and crack all at once and just went, yes! Let's get a motherfucking First Amendment. Slavery. Not only did they wipe out slavery, they fought a fucking war over it. It still exists, in the places that don't have capitalism. In the places that have adopted socialism as well, by the way. You never talk about that with Africa. Always going about raping Africa and all that. Yeah, because they're fucking, when you talk about aid money going into the pockets of corrupt, they're socialists. They're in power because of lies, because they told these lies. The only system in human history that has had anything like the results promised in terms of moving you up economically are capitalism. People talk about redistributing wealth. They talk about... well, they don't talk about it so much now. It's all social justice, isn't it? But it always used to be social mobility. If you want social mobility, move to a capitalist country. If you want an infinity pool, become a capitalist. Have respect for you. You fucking scumbags. You scumbag pieces of shit. This dude doesn't fucking work. He gets handed money. Navarro gets handed money. Constantly. You fucking scumbags. Look. They're just paid for. I'll get it up now. Is it on that or is it on support? Oh, here we go. Oh, look at you. Go on, send us some money. Which is fine, by the way. If you get value out of this, you send them money. That's fine. I get it, but that's not what's funding him. Where's it gone? Where's the funding thing gone? No wonder Ash gets put to the front so much. They're all fucking white. There it is. The Barry and Emil Norman Melbourne Trust. Marxists. Doesn't say it there. But this is a Marxist organisation. The trust was founded in 1980 by Norman Melbourne, named for his friend and fellow Marxist, the lawyer Barry Emil. This prick just gets handed money by a Marxist trust fund to push luxury communism, and it's a fucking lie. It is always a lie. Hong Kong, a tiny little island with no resources. What happened when the UK, when Britain invaded it, which we did do, by the way, the Opium Wars. Look up the Opium Wars. The reason you have Chinese people smoking opium in films is not because the Chinese brought opium over. It's because we forced opium on them. And we created that stereotype to denigrate him. We created the stereotype. No. The opium den was run by fucking English people. But guess what happened, though? Guess what happened when England just sacked it off and left it be? And people had... There was rule of law. There was property rights, which is essential for capitalism. That island, with no resources, became phenomenally wealthy. Higher GDP than America. They were richer than the USA. Same with Singapore. Little tiny island, no resources. Freedom, though. That's all they have. You just do that. You just sprinkle freedom on. Everyone's wealthy. Everyone gets lifted. Fucking ridiculous. What's up? Sorry, I've been told off for my shouting. Sorry, it always happens when I talk about socialism. I'm sorry, though. I do appreciate that. Free infinity pools for fucking everyone. Do you know what? Maybe I want to buy my own fucking infinity pool, eh? Maybe I don't want to trust you to give... Because what the fuck is free? Who the fuck is looking after the money to pay for this? Or the resources? Who is going to manage that? Who is going to manage this life? Don't get me wrong, I think there's some aspects of their luxury communism, as he calls it here. Right, let's get it up. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Fully automated luxury communism. This is a new book, isn't it? Fully automated luxury communism. I think he's right. I think there's a point. I mean, it's a nonsense because it's like, well, just give us all the power because of automation. Automation is going to do the same thing that computers did. It's going to do the same thing that penicillin did. It's going to do the same thing that cars did. The same thing that planes did. You know, no one, when the fucking planes came out, right? No one was like, oh, what? I can get to Europe in 12 hours now. Oh, it used to take 3 weeks. What are all those sailors going to do for jobs now, eh? No, shit got better. Shit got amazing. As it always does. Our health system alone is desperate for automation. Desperate. But don't be afraid of it, man. It's going to be amazing. I hate the narrative around automation. It's just ridiculous. And we've got here saying, yeah, abolish everything, then abolish money. Mode, mate. That might be what happens. It might be eventually. But I don't need these people in charge to do it. I don't need these people to do it. I don't need a fucking socialist. Modus said capitalism was the reason for slavery. Are you joking? Are you actually that ignorant? Honestly, I mean, is that a troll? Capitalism is the reason for slavery. Capitalism is the reason slavery ended. It existed before capitalism, and it has existed after capitalism in countries where they didn't adopt. Capitalism is property rights. That's all it is. That's all it is. I own me, I own my house, I own my time. That's it. I'm allowed to own things. And in the days of slavery, yeah, there was that horrible crossover where people owned other people. It wasn't just the government, it wasn't just the Lord, as is the case in many countries still, because, by the way, slavery still exists. It wasn't just the ruler who owned everyone, the ruler who owned slaves. Yeah, small individuals could also own slaves. But that's how it ended. That's what led to it ending. It wasn't like this thing where the whole world used slaves. The whole world. And in fact, the parts of America that that got rid of slavery first were the ones that went up faster. Their economies went faster because they had freedom. I mean, it's just insane. Capitalism about increasing one's capital, money. Yeah, one's, mine, me. Not the Lord, not my owner, me. Everyone always goes, oh, Steve Jobs and Microsoft, oil companies. Yeah, and me though, and me, and you, and everyone else. And we live in this phenomenally wealthy time right now. It's just amazing. It's so... Is it utopia? Is it perfect? Are there problems? Yes, of course there are problems. But do you have any idea how phenomenally wealthy you are? Even if you're poor. You just, like... It's insane. Capitalism about increasing one's money. Yes. I buy something. I buy materials for £10. I make something. I sell it to you for £20. I make profit. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? But increasing one's capital, money, it can only exist with property rights. I mean, Jesus Christ. Capital equals competition. If the brain was in competition with the liver for blood supply, it would rot in a month. Yeah, it would. But this isn't how it works. Bad ideas need to die. Bad businesses. Right. Blockbuster was in competition with Netflix. Do you still want Blockbusters on every corner? Those things need to die. They need to go. You don't go into DVD shops the way you used to. They used to be everywhere. Video game shops are dying. Clothes shops are dying because everyone's buying online. What do you want to do? You want to keep them or you want to let them die as we evolve? The only way we can evolve around things like automation, the only way that can happen is like you've said there, rot in a month. Let it rot. The businesses need to rot. People need to evolve. And people need as much freedom as humanly possible to do it. Capitalism is the reason for fucking slavery. Are you insane? I mean, capitalism was the reason for slavery. Fucking. So what's going on in China right now, mate? There's 1 million Muslims in death camps. Sorry, there's 1 million Muslims on a journey. Blockbuster was awesome. Bring back Blockbuster. Well, yeah. What's wrong with competition? Competition's amazing. Look at this shit, man. Oh, I threw my phone over there. I got one of them Google Pixel 3s I've got. Fucking amazing it is. Wouldn't exist without competition. Wouldn't exist in the slightest. You think a government's going to come up with that, do you? You think a government's going to come up with all this stuff? You think a government's going to give me these Bluetooth headphones that I can just plug and unplug? You think they're going to do that? You think socialism's going to give us anything even close to any of this? Do you think socialism, for one moment, is going to lead to the developments in fertilizer, which use oil, by the way, which is the reason why we're going on for 9 billion people on this planet and there is enough food for all of them? Sure, not all of them get it. There's still problems. But in all the places where there's capitalism, the problem is obesity. The data is in, mate. It's done. It's finished. The argument is over. When you are having genuine conversations in government about people being too fat, then at that point, it's over. It's done. That's the best problem you could possibly have. Like, should we encourage people to exercise? Because they're not grafting their balls off just to survive. The numbers in. There's more people been connected to water and electricity and the internet and food and everything, literacy, in the last 30 years globally than anyone predicted. Anyone. And it's... Capitalism doesn't innovate. Human creativity does. And that is not fueled. Of course it's... Are you insane? And China is not capitalist. It is... People have stopped starving since they adopted a little bit of capitalism, since they allowed for a little bit of freedom. That's what happened. They were poor, starving. And they went, we can't do this anymore. Logical fallacies, that's all you have to defend capitalism. No, I have data. I have actual data. Go fucking look it up. Look it up globally. Look up literacy rates. Look up how many people are connected to the electric grid. Look up how many people have got clean water. Look at the trends. And then check the countries with the socio-political... It's not a logical fallacy. And yet, a little bit of capitalism in China. What they did was they allowed farmers to act as if they owned the farms they were on. And almost straight away, that country went from starving to having an abundance. They got rid of the planning and they allowed them a little bit of freedom. They allowed them to act as if they own the farms. They don't. The government can come in anytime they want and close it down, as they do. When they decide they're going to build something, they're going to put something there. Boom. Capitalism is evil. This is Alan. It killed the headphone socket on the iPhone. Mode, how am I twisting facts? How is less babies dying? Look at child mortality, mate. Look at it. The data's in. Socialism has lost. Socialism leads to a hard, horrible life. Look at our NHS. Look at the survival rates on the NHS. They don't count people on the waiting lists. There's a reason for that, mate. It's because it's a fucking joke. And the only thing that's going to save our NHS is the American system. When they finally create AI good enough to fill the jobs that we can't afford to pay. Because the NHS has to pay fucking poverty wages. Our socialist beacon in this country, the grand thing that they always talk about, well, we've got the NHS, haven't we? The grand fucking thing doesn't even pay the average wage to most of the people that work there. Even that can't pay. Even that. I know, because we work for the fucking NHS. And we have to claim tax credits. We pay tax to the government and they give a bit of it back to us. It's fucking insane. We claim fucking benefits. And these people are telling me that it's going to be free fucking infinity pools for everyone. It doesn't work. The NHS is a succubus to the American model. And people get turned away from it every fucking day. I didn't call you a Marxist, man. But I'm telling you to just look it up. Look up child mortality rates. Last 100 years. Last 50 years. Look it up and then check the countries that have been going down. Do it. Do the work yourself. It's overwhelming over and over and over again. It's insane. And the thing about socialism is it's people trying to bring back slavery. Oh, we'll have a universal basic income. We'll give you your money to live off. Oh, and then what? I'm just your fucking bitch then, am I? Fuck off. We'll set the prices. We'll set the wages. We'll set the rents. We'll set everything. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. Ever. Ever. How many times does it have to fail before people go, oh, right, sorry mode? But yeah, how many times does it have to fail? Again and again and again. No, I've not watched the resource-based economy yet. I'm sorry about that because it does pop in my head, but I've not done it yet. I've just opened a link now. I will save it in a second when I get off. Probably, yeah, there's a long thing for that. But I did promise and I will watch it. But it's a fucking nonsense. It's always a nonsense, man. They're just repackaging the same thing. And it is just slavery. Again and again. Look up the socialist countries we have now. Look at the fucking state of them. If they're not dying, they are slaves. They are phenomenally oppressed. No free speech, no freedom, starving. Just absolute authoritarian control. That's the only way it can end, ever. I don't know. But yeah, the thing about Apple, someone's saying about Apple, and the whole thing with headphone sockets. Yeah, I don't know. But Mode is saying if you think there can be either socialism or capitalism, then you are very limited in your thinking. Well, no, but these people are directly against capitalism. Of course, there can be other things than socialism or capitalism, but there's just that's the argument here. These people are anti-capitalist activists. I'm talking about this. Of course, there's other systems. Of course, there's other models, but capitalism is by far the best one. This crazy fucking idea of giving individuals freedom. It's insane, isn't it? That it's even contentious. Having to go to work is slavery. We'll get another fucking job then. Get another job. Jesus Christ. Having to go to work is slavery. How fucking... Are you aware what planet we're on? Life's hard, mate. You have to survive life, you know. You can't be a baby forever. You have to get off your fucking ass and go and contribute. You have to get off your fucking ass and do something. You have to take care of yourself and you have to take care of your family. And did you see that guy that made a sandwich from scratch? And I mean from scratch. It cost him $1,500. Going to work is fucking slavery. Are you insane? Are you insane? Going to work is participating in an economy, in a culture, in a society where, yeah, my phone, the person that makes my phone doesn't know how to make that phone. Each person makes little bits of it. Nobody knows the full thing. We all rely on each other. And check this out. When I go and buy that phone, I can go buy a sandwich for £1 or £2 or £3 or £4 or £5. Fuck all. Because someone else has made the bread. Someone else has put the meat in there. Someone else has cleaned the salad and grown the leaves and raised the pigs or whatever. Someone else has brought that there. Someone else has done all of that things. It is fucking amazing. The world is stunning. It is mind-blowing that it even works. That all this shit keeps going. Because for thousands of years we were dirt poor. And then the more freedom people got, the more individual liberty that people got, the better things are. As a direct thing. That's insane, going to work. Go get another fucking job. Or don't go to work. Go and live in the fucking woods, mate. Grow your own food. But if you want to enjoy the benefits, then you have to participate. It's not fucking slavery. That's insane. No one's forcing you to be there. No one's forcing you to do anything, mate. What if I want to go and live self-sufficiently without money? Answer that. Capitalists won't let you. Go and do it. You'll have a miserable life, but go and do it. Why not? Why can't you do that? People do. People do that. Why won't they let you? If you want to live like a socialist, if you want to be dirt poor and spend 12 hours a day just surviving and the rest of it lying there in agony, because for some reason you've got this weird idea that socialism will give you this rather than just living in one of those horrible fucking communes that always fail. Always. Go and live self-sufficiently. Go and try it. See how miserable you are. See how fucking well you do when you get an infection and you need to go to the doctors. Because those people need pain. They're all part of the same thing. Jesus Christ. That's the thing, man. The only way we can live as wealthy as we are, and we are, by the way, I'm poor. I'm below the poverty line in the UK. I am poor. But I am in the 1% of the world. I am phenomenally wealthy. It's fucking amazing. I go in there and I turn a tap on and water comes out. I go and switch the switch, light comes out. It's fucking amazing. I've got water, heat and electricity. My life is stunning. But in order to have that, the person providing the water, providing electricity, providing internet, those people need paying. You've got to be part of the game. That's the reality of what it is. I'm so programmed and indoctrinated. That's a nonsense, man. That's not an argument though, is it? You get Jesus fucking Christ, man. When I was a chef and I used to give people food, I expect remuneration for it. How? And those bad nights, man, when it was really hard. Really, really hard. If I wasn't getting paid to do that, and I'm there burning myself, taking shit off dickhead co-workers that hated me or whatever, you know, what's keeping me there? Exactly. But you are a creator who cares without money. So why can you do that and no one else? I don't understand what you're saying. Switch and light comes out. Yeah, sounds like you have dodgy wiring. I've got dodgy everything. You're saying I'm programmed, but I'm a carer who cares without money. So why can you do that and no one else? What are you talking about, man? I don't know what you mean, man. But none of what you're saying in the chat is selling me on slavery right now. I don't want to be anyone's slave. If I don't like a job, I go and get a new one. That's it. I'm not qualified, right? Well, I got to learn and I got to do something. Jesus Christ, man. Work for no money. Well, no, but it doesn't work that way, man, because money isn't everything, is it? That's the thing. People are so fucking obsessed with money, right? Money isn't everything. I get phenomenal value. Obviously, when I'm here, I'm asking for super chats, I'm asking for patrons, all the rest of it. But that's not everything. That's not life. I have my little girl, and I've got all these countless things that I couldn't even describe to you. Little moments, little turns of phrases, certain ways we hug, certain things she does as she's getting dressed and we're going out, and the way she talks and laughs and smiles, and the way she gets mad, the way she eats her food, the way she bursts in on me on the toilet. None of that is financial. Not one fucking moment of it. And I'm happy with that. It's a fucking socialist, or whatever the fuck you call it, resource-based economy bullshit. You're also fucking obsessed with money and going on about CEOs and all that fucking nonsense, man. And I get more out of the life I live than any money. I work here and there. You guys are really amazing for donating. I do little bits and bobs in terms of, like, you know, little jobs here and there, freelance. But there is almost no amount of money that you could give me to take me away from being here for my kid and being here for my girl when she's having a flare-up. There's no amount of money you could give me for that. Unless it was an amount of money that would then just pay to fucking look after them. I'd sit back. But even then I'd lose my mind completely. But so what? I'm you know, like... It's not about the money, man. It gives a shit. I've had job offers that are more than what she's on. I've had job offers. We'd be way more comfortable right now, but I wouldn't have spent 4 years with my daughter. She'd be going to school in the next couple of weeks, and I'd be like, yeah, all right, because I don't fucking see her anything. There's value. There's other values, man. And check this out. Last thing on this. The good thing about capitalism is it gives me the freedom to do that. It gives me the fucking freedom to do that. Because you never ever answer the question, what happens when I say no? Under capitalism, you don't get paid, fuck off then. Under socialism, if there's no money and everyone's sharing, everyone takes what they want and what they need and all the rest of it, what happens when you refuse to put in and do your part? Nobody owes you a fucking living, man. Jesus Christ. Sutty's Rehab said that people always want to change things, but you are so programmed and indoctrinated. What, into personal freedom? Yeah, I just, that didn't used to be a thing that was an issue. Even the socialists that I used to know used to be into personal freedom. They did, but something changed. I don't know what. We're on the pendulum's swinging. Guys, I'm going to boogie anyway. It's midnight now. Thanks for your super chats. Thanks. Please share the clips. And that's going to go along, that one, isn't it? That socialism one. Jesus fucking Christ, that was a ramble. Oh, Jesus Christ mode. What happens under capitalism to those that don't want to take part? They just go die or go take care of yourself. It's not your life isn't my fucking problem, mate. Jesus Christ. You're not my problem. If you don't want to fucking work, then go and live on a hill somewhere. Go and live in the forests. Grow your own fucking food. But if you want to take part, then then we trade. Jesus Christ. It's just fucking basic, innit? It's not hard. Go fucking die. At least I'm honest about it. If you can't be arsed taking care of yourself, go fucking die. Under my system all again. No, they're not, though. Because what? Yeah, of course they are. Because free infinity pools for everyone. Oh, mate. Bless your little face. Because everything will be fine. Honestly, it's like I can never understand this perspective, man. I used to think that way when I was an idiot 16-year-old, but it's like, how can you not exist in the world and learn and just and go, all right, yeah, shit, yeah, life's really hard. You got to work. But actually, it's go to Malaysia. I did that. Go there, go and see these places. That's what I did. I went to India. I fucking went there and had a look with my own eyes, man. And I fucking appreciate what we got here. Really do, man. I can hammer on about Count Dankula and all that all I want. Sutty said I haven't been paid for 6 weeks. I'm in a comfy gaff in the countryside drinking scotch. Capitalism rocks. No, mate, it's just... Oh, I'm not even doing it. Not even doing it. No one will kill you under capitalism, no. No one will come to you and kill you. That's the point. In fact, you can go and fucking get fucking... We've got so much fucking food that you can go and just ask for it. There's all warehouses that just give it away. That's how fucking great things are. People are hammer on about food banks. You've no idea what poverty means. You just walk in and get handed fucking food and walk out again. Yeah. Yeah, they let you starve to death. If you're so stupid that you don't want to take... You're a human being, man. Have a bit of self-fucking respect. Get off your ass and take care of yourself. Who's gonna look after me, though? That's the difference, though, mate. Under socialism, if you refuse, you go on a journey. You get murdered. Most of the time that it's been instated on a wide scale, on a countrywide scale, everyone just fucking starved. They didn't have to kill them. Everyone just starved. Because people are... because everyone just thinks it's going to be a free fucking infinity pool for everyone. Dude! I gotta go. I really got a boogie, but thanks a lot for joining me. I've really enjoyed tonight. Thanks for that. I like talking about all the things that we talked about. I did appreciate it. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe. Drop me a big fat thumbs down if that's it. Who's going to take care of me? It's a fucking... You want the state to be your daddy, do you? sucking on that teat. I don't want to work. I don't like money.